Hey guys, welcome back to another Smart Architect tutorial. In this tutorial, there's a couple of things that I want to talk to you about, and I'm hoping that this is going to make some things clear for you, because as younger designers, it's very important for us to have an understanding of when we might want to use certain tools and when to stay away from them, what each tool may communicate. And I think that this is a perfect tool example of when I want to share something like that with you. Here's the conceptual floor plan for this theater, and I just want to give you a small tip that I know you won't be able to see too clearly, but I used some color pencil over the plan initially to try to soften it up a little bit, because I know that this is at the conceptual level. So this is like before we even get to schematic design, we're starting to draw some things, and we did some field measuring and so forth in just the upper plan. But here's just an exterior rendering that was done, and this predates Revit. I was using Autodesk Architecture Desktop, and the rendering software at that time was VizRender, if any of you are familiar with VizRender. But what I did here was we did an exterior rendering along with those floor plans, and here's an interior rendering. And you see if we added some entourage, there's some people, a little bit of planting in the photo, but not too much. But this was decent visualization for the time. And then here's another one from the side view, and I did kind of Photoshop in just to give some light. They wanted a daytime exterior rendering and a nighttime, so this was really the nighttime. But to get to the point, we did a meeting after we did that set of plans with the renderings, and we sat down with a fundraising consultant. Some projects from time to time that you may have even experienced, they require you need someone has to raise the funds. So they'll sometimes have you to do some preliminary work, and then they'll get started on a fundraising campaign, and then you'll complete the rest of the documents needed as they get the funding they need for the project. And the fundraising consultant asked, hey, can you produce something for us that gives us more of a preliminary view of the project, because they're going to try to raise funds with it, and they want the graphics produced to actually generate interest in the project, at the same time letting them know, hey, we're going to raise for even the design fees. So it's very important to us that the creativity be left open, that hey, this project has not been decided, the design decisions have not all been made, and a sketch versus those computer visualization, more final quality renderings help to communicate that. So I just wanted to show you, here's the exterior rendering that we did, and here's another one, and I just kind of did some hand sketching based on even our renderings. I did some from scratch hand sketches, and I'm going to go through that because I'm sure we'll get into the subject at some point, but it's not required to be able to sketch, but it is a tool that I think is very important for those of you who are interested in learning how to hand sketch, because we're visual communicators in the design community. So that was that. Now I do want to show you what the fundraising consultant ultimately used in their brochure, and this was a process. We started with the computer renderings in this particular project. Then we kind of stepped back to say, hey, maybe we should do something more of a sketching quality that is going to, like I said, give it an unfinished look to the product, because truly the project hasn't even been designed. We're doing some preliminary sketches, but the final product was really an overlay of those exact computer rendering perspective angles. And what we did here was I actually photoshopped in some things and used hand sketch over it, used some more sketch type entourage, and put this together to give them something that the fundraising consultant was very excited about putting in her brochure. She thought it communicated in the best way the state of the project, the status of the project, where things were, and also left room for each donor, every viewer of their marketing materials to be able to say, I want, for their mind to be able to think about just what this project could be versus showing that completed rendering. So that's enough with this, but that shows you just some of the things that you might want to think about. And if you have any other things that you might want to add to that, I want you to add that in the comment box below, and we can have a little bit of a dialogue about, hey, what kind of reaction have you gotten to, and even any of your renderings so far that you may have done, whether it's hand renderings, computer renderings, because that's really the dialogue that I'm interested in having on this, on this particular video.